get it started. Let's get it started in here.
Ha.
RETARDED.
So, quick recap. You guys have been exploring this first corridor within the tomb. You've taken a look at this winding red path of tiles, and Oren managed to discover that it does have a hidden message inscribed within the patterns of the tiles. So you wrote down what that was. At the end of the corridor, after variously not avoiding many pit traps, you discovered a green devil face, which Tal perhaps unwisely sucked his hand into, and now is missing a hand. I think you kept your shield, Derek.
I did keep my
shield. So it's still strapped onto your arm, just you have a stump there.
Well, no, what I did was I holstered my scimitar and decided to carry the shield with the right because I was going for the armor. I think Francis was trying to figure out a way for it to be strapped onto my left arm effectively, but I did not want a baton struck through my arm or anything like that. So for now, it's a shield on the right side that I think the ruling was I could just drop the shield and do heals in a single turn if I needed to.
You know, we talked about strapping the shield to your stump, but we never talked about tightly strapping your scimitar to your stump so that you just always have a blade arm, like you're some Aquaman from the 1990s.
That is correct. We did not discuss that last week.
I was thinking like a low technology version of Ash from Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah, that's a better reference.
Oh.
I mean, you're wrong. I got the 90s Aquaman reference as well. It's just not the first place I went to.
I just want to know, I know you guys think it's ridiculous, but I am actually 50-50 right now in terms of times I have cut off my own arm and how that actually benefited the party. So, that other one was a Call of Cthulhu game, but still, okay? In fact, I could have saved my arm if I wasn't convinced by the GM not to cut my hand off earlier. Could have saved the rest of my arm.
Did you pick up your? Oh no, I'm sorry. No, your arm. Your arm is gone. Your hand is gone. It is. Something happened to it.
Yes.
When you put your hand through. And then also the other thing you found at the end of the corridor was an archway filled with swirling mists that had a vague orange tint. And there were a series of stones, 2 at the base of the archway on either side, and then the keystone. And Oren determined that he noticed when he went up to touch the stones in the archway, those 3 stones started glowing faint colors. Each one was a different color. He stopped short of actually touching the stones, and then when he took a step back, the stones stopped glowing. So it seems like when you're within close enough proximity, those stones will start to glow, and then they won't. But you haven't actually tried to investigate those or touch them further. And then you chipping away some of the plaster around where the fresco of the door of the torture chamber was painted. You chipped away the plaster and revealed an actual door behind it. And that is where you are all standing now. So what do you do?
All right, Oren, we found your Tomb of Horrors. Time to leave.
I can't prove that it's the Tomb of Horrors until I've seen the Demi-Lich.
Semantics.
This could have just been like a dummy trap that he put in the middle of the desert for no reason, right? His real tomb could be elsewhere.
Okay.
Well, lead the way.
All right, so this door, it appears to slide, you said?
Yes.
I would like to look for traps on the door.
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 12.
Best you can tell, doesn't appear to have any traps.
There's no handle either, though.
No, but you reckon you can get your fingers into the kind of the seam against the wall and slide it.
Could I use my crowbar instead?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna try and work my crowbar into the crack and crack it open. Not all the way, just like an initial amount, right? Like enough to see through.
Sure. Give me a strength check with the crowbar.
It's not possible to be proficient with a crowbar, right?
I don't think it is. I'll say the leverage from the crowbar will actually give you advantage on the strength check.
Oh, okay. Let me get the D20 out. 14.
Okay, you managed without too much issue to slide it. You're trying to do a couple inches or like a foot? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, so the idea would be like the crowbar's got that corner right on it that is a lever. I'm just basically trying to get the maximum push out of that little rotation that I can. So it would wind up opening the door like 2.5 inches, 3, something like that.
Okay, so you do that without issue, and nothing immediately happens. You can see kind of peering through what looks like a hallway that's about, best you can tell, like 20 feet ahead.
Okay.
And if you want to look, put your eye right up to it, you could see a little bit better. But
before I do that, I want to check the like door jamb that I've just revealed and see if there's anything that indicates there would be traps.
perception check.
20.
Okay, you don't see any traps.
I would like to spin a torch and throw it down the hallway. Like light it. Throw it down.
Okay.
A regular fire torch, not the ever-burning torch.
Correct. A regular fire torch.
Cool.
Okay, you do that.
Okay.
So you throw a torch through the opening, which we'll assume you've made it wide enough to fit that through, and lands on the floor, clatters to the ground, lights up the space, and it does appear to be about a 20-foot long hallway with undecorated stone. It doesn't have any of these frescoes on either side or on the ceiling. Ceiling is about the same. Ceiling is the same height as the corridor that you're in, and there is another door that actually has a handle. It just looks like a normal door at the end of the hallway.
So is this 20 cube space?
It's 20 feet long and 20 feet high and 10 feet wide.
Got it.
Yeah. So I will add that to the map.
Sick.
I'm going to use the hook end of my crowbar and try and pull the door open while also walking along with it so that I stay out of the opening.
Okay.
Is the door moving like easily? Is it making noises like it hasn't been opened in like a couple centuries or something?
I mean, it's making. There's nothing unusual. You don't think about the sound that it's making, just the sound of stone sliding on stone, and it is moving pretty easily.
Yeah, that's strange.
Okay, so Oren, I won't make you roll again for the strength check, but you managed to slide the door. Are you trying to pull it open all the way, or are you
Yeah,
just gonna stop?
I'm basically gonna like lean into it and back away as I pull it as far as I can.
Okay, so
So some of it will still be left ajar. Like there will be a little bit left in the doorway, but not very much.
Right. Okay, so you pull. You manage to do that, and nothing else seems to happen. You have the hallway in front of you.
I guess I'd like to look for traps in the hallway as well. Especially, I'd like to double check that there are no pit traps on the floor.
Okay. So, are you stepping into the hallway to do this, or are you just trying to see what you can see from?
Let's start with a visual reconnoiter, especially for the floor. And depending on what I see there, I might do like an investigation.
I would like to also roll for this as well, since I've fallen into a pit.
Okay. The two of you each give me perception checks.
26.
19.
Neither of you see anything that looks like the outlines of pit traps on the floor, and you don't see anything else that looks like it would be a trap.
Okay. Now I want to sort of slowly move in with an investigation, checking the walls for any kind of mechanism. Like I'm wondering if there might be another secret door here, or any kind of sensor or tripwire or anything like that.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Now you're walking into the space.
Yeah, now I'll be
Okay.
walking into the space.
Okay.
Chris, quick note. I just realized I didn't add my additional con modifier from my dwarven belt, so I'm going to add an extra 10 to my HP. I've never exceeded it anyway, but it was 73 max HP, and I think it's 83 now. Because it's
Okay.
plus 2 con, so it's plus 1 modifier, right?
If it's supposed to con, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to put that there.
Okay.
29, by the way.
Okay. So you do a pretty thorough check of the walls, and you walk in up to the door. You don't find anything other than the door in front of you.
Can you give me any more details on this door?
It appears to be a pretty unremarkable door. It's the actual door itself is wooden, and it has a handle, and it opens. You'd think, based on the positioning of the handle, that it opens towards you.
It means we can see the hinges, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of DEFCON talks this week.
Have you gone through the door yet? You've gone through, right? With your not yet.
Through the first door, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you moved in. I kind of want to ever burning torch and move with you, like behind you, if that's cool.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to, when I'm done with this investigation, I want to pick up Diaz's torch and hand it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. You do that without issue.
Okay, so we're both in the hallway.
Yep.
All right. I'd like to get really cozy with the door and look for any mechanisms on the door itself.
Perception check.
17.
Door, best you can tell, does not appear to be trapped.
to.
Suspicious how few traps there are back here.
Yeah. I would like to actually use a pitten. How do you pronounce it? Python? I don't know.
A baton.
A python.
I'm pretty sure it's French.
Python.
French does not exist in D&D, so this can be whatever common language pronunciation you want.
I would like to use un petit python to actually hammer it 45-degree angle, like if I can, against the door to make it so it doesn't close on us. Does that make sense? Like the door we just slid open, which seems like it's on wheels.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that baby.
So I'm gonna take.
All right.
I'm gonna those. And just like try. I don't know if I can hammer it into the floor itself. I can at least like push it in between the space between the door and the floor, and like just provide some friction there.
Right. Okay. So you're trying to hammer it in there. Give me a strength check.
Got it. Yes. Is it just +1? Yeah, it's the mod. That's it.
It's just a straight strength check.
It's 16 total.
Okay. It seems like you've got it wedged in there pretty good.
Cool. I'm feeling better about going through this hallway now.
Oh, I just realized I didn't know anything about batons, so I looked them up. And I always kind of assumed that they were like a needle that you like a nail that you hammered into the rock. But it turns out that at least initially most of them were soft metal, and they were meant to deform as they were pounded into the rock into cracks. So you don't just like drill a baton into like a sheer rock face. You find a crack in the rocks and you jam a baton in there. Which I didn't realize. It makes a lot of sense though, right? Like, hammering something into a rock sounds like a lot of work.
Not only that, but it sounds like it would fall out rather easily too, right?
Well, I think you're still hammering like a new hole into it, right? But it's just the crack made
Well,
clear.
the crack is like the size of your fingernail, and you're like jamming something into a crack.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's apparently the whole thing is that the old soft ones you can't remove without destroying the baton, because it's meant to like sort of like fill that space, so that when you start to try and back it out, it's grabbing and yeah.
That makes sense.
Thanks, D&D.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do we do now?
I guess we open the door.
Yeah, you investigated it. You didn't see anything weird, right?
The door seems fine. Well, I didn't investigate it. I just looked at it.
Are the other two you all coming in, or?
Oh yeah, we'll come in. Yep. I'm there.
Damn it.
Hey Diaz. Yeah, I did the same thing. Crossed myself out.
So who should actually open the door at the risk of injuring themselves horrendously?
Well, we all have such great constitution that that'll be great. Ooh, I could
Get your trained chicken to
I could
open the door.
use. I was gonna say.
Oh, mage hand.
Yeah, I could open the door with Mage Hand. I was also thinking I could cast invisibility on myself and like walk in, and if there's anything spooky in there, it won't be able to see me.
Hmm.
But if it's like a fireball trap, you'll still get hit.
Yeah. I just like the idea of using all of my spells because I'm not used to having spells.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know how long we'll live, so it would be a waste if we didn't use our spells before we die.
Right? Yeah, actually, how does silence work? Is silence like Final Fantasy silence, or is it like silencing? Is it like muffle footsteps from Skyrim?
That's a good question.
No sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose.
Okay. Wait, what's that spell suggestion?
In 3.5,
I can,
it basically functions like a Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, I suggest you don't fight us,
Mm-hmm.
angry puppy. All right. Well, I sort of want to just, because I've been brazen this whole time, I sort of want to just like turn invisible, and walk inside.
Okay.
So how do I cast invisibility?
You're talking about the spell invisibility? You...
Do I have to roll on it?
No, I think it's a concentration spell, but it just takes an action to cast. So you just
Okay.
become invisible.
All right. I become invisible. How long does it last, or is it until I stop being concentrated? Until you mix me with water?
You have to keep concentration, and it lasts up to an hour, but it will end if you attack anything or cast a spell.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if anybody's not familiar, with concentration in 5e, you can only concentrate on one spell at a time. So if you cast another spell that's concentration, you lose the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And also, while you're
So
concentrating,
I couldn't be silent and invisible at the same time.
if they're both concentration, no.
Yeah.
And while you are concentrating on a spell, if you take damage, you have to make a Constitution saving throw to maintain your concentration. And the DC of that is 10 or half of the damage that you took, whichever is higher.
Okay. All right. So I would like to be moving as quietly as I can without using silence. Being invisible, opening the door, and opening the door first, seeing what I see, and then moving forward if things look fine.
Cool. I love
Okay.
the idea of you doing this without telling us what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you don't tell the rest of your party that you're turning invisible?
No.
Okay.
Did you do that behind us, or did you go in front of us? Like, do we see you turn invisible?
I'm in the hallway with Orin and Diaz and you now. So yeah, I guess you all see me turn invisible.
Yeah.
And then you see the door start to open unless it's stuck. So
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you open the door, and I will draw out the beginnings of what you start to see.
Okay.
We all see this, right? Because he's invisible.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So technically, you can't. Each one of those is a 10-foot square. Technically, you can't see everything from your vantage point, but just for the sake of brevity, you open the door, and nothing happens when you open the door. But what you do see directly in front of you here is a statue of a gargoyle. The gargoyle appears to have a collar around its neck that is studded with 10 gems, all of which are blue, appear to be blue quartz. The gargoyle itself just appears to be a stone statue, but the collar is not part of the statue. It's a physical object around the creature's neck. But as soon as you open the door fully, what appeared to be just a statue an instant ago, the gargoyle comes to life, and it starts flapping its wings and stares at the party. You don't know whether or not it's seen you, but it's staring directly down the hallway at where you are. So tell me, you've opened the door. That's what you see. Tell me if you're what you're doing next. Are you entering the room?
So is that a 10-foot by 10-foot hallway that opens into a 30 by 20-foot room?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I'm gonna try to flank because I'm gonna make the assessment that it doesn't see me. I'm just gonna assume my invisibility is that good. So I'm going to try to like get like right here, so that like if it's starting to charge the party, that like I can like at least come in from the side or behind.
All right. Give me a stealth check. You're trying to move quietly and not make any noise.
Oh yeah. Do I have any points towards that?
So while he's doing that, it was a gargoyle statue. The collar has 10 gems, 12 gems, 100 gems.
10 gems. They appear to be blue. They're blue in color, maybe blue quartz.
Right. So +5. So I have a 17 total.
Okay. So you move into the room. You try to be as quietly as you can. To move as quietly as you can. The gargoyle statue is still come to life, but its eyes don't appear to be tracking you. It's still fixated on the party, and it hasn't moved.
It does look like it's fixated on the party, though. It's not just like blankly staring down the hallway.
I mean, you can't tell, but when you open the door, it's looking down the hallway, and it's staring in your general direction.
I'd like to move like up against the door. Like so that if the door swings all the way open, right? I want to be standing in the part of the room that is shielded from the gargoyle's vision.
Okay.
Right, there's that gap of wall between the door and the perpendicular wall.
So you're still staying within the initial hallway?
Yes.
Okay. But you're kind of hiding behind the door.
Yeah, but I want to do so in such a way that it encourages this thing to follow me with its eyes.
Okay.
right? And I want to watch and see if it's watching me or if it appears to be blankly staring down the hallway.
Okay, you do that, and its eyes do seem to follow you.
I swear in Gnomish.
What do
Okay.
we do? Are we just like, man, that's bizarre.
Anything about the gargoyles in the poem?
Okay, so while you're and River, you're in the room. You've made it a little further in. You see a couple of doors in this room. Two at the far end there, and one along the wall, along the near wall where you are.
I'm like, Oren, what do we do?
I like look back stricken, like.
I mean, can we even tell how big this gargoyle is? Like how tall? Or like how wide?
It is. I am not seeing the size of the creature actually, which is frustrating to me.
If you're looking at the creature book, it's like right under their name, in one small line.
Oh, it's medium. It's a
Yeah.
medium creature.
So it's anywhere from 3 to 8 feet tall.
Yeah, it's about 8 feet tall.
Chris, I've asked you a question on Slack that's very specific to me.
Okay, hold on.
Need your ruling.
Do you have your own party goal in order to win?
It's not that.
The imposter.
That's him. Okay. We got him, gentlemen.
It's something I would.
I was
not
doing
desire
tasks.
to, but you guys wouldn't. Also,
I see. Okay, hold on.
And I also have a question, but I don't need to hide it from the party like some people.
You're asking me this privately, Derek?
yes. Whether
Okay.
whether they find out later is a thing, but right now I just want to know privately because it's something my character should or shouldn't should know.
I fucking hate this. I'm ready to vote.
It could take time to.
I'm not 100% sure if you would know this because you've never done it in this condition.
Okay, but I feel like this is part of my class, and like, there's enough that there's like a hidden language between druids, right?
Right.
So I figured it's something I'd know. I understand if it's not, but
What was your question, Hector?
Mine was, what does nature mean under intelligence?
What you know about like plants and fauna and all that.
Generally speaking, yes.
Like, that will kill me, that won't kill me. Kind of like that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I'm trying to figure out if there's a, like, do I know if I can talk to this thing? Like, would I figure that out? Be like, hello, like, are you intelligent or not?
It still looks like it's made of stone, right?
It's it has a stone-like appearance, but it is moving. It's no longer motionless. It doesn't appear to be
Yeah. But it
inanimate.
looks like a golem rather than like a natural creature. That was my anticipation. It didn't like this wasn't like the 1990s Gargoyles cartoon where it stopped being stone and started being flesh. it looks like animated stone.
True life, I'm a gargoyle.
I will. So I'm
No, am
looking
I the
at
only one who
the.
saw that show in the 90s?
No, I've seen that show.
Okay.
Well, gargoyles stop being stone and start getting real. Let's do it. Yeah, we're throwing a lot of questions at you, Chris. Sorry.
I'll post a picture of the gargoyle. It is black and white, so I think it's open to interpretation. If it
Oh, I hope it has hair like Goliath.
it is hairless.
Oh.
It looks to me like from the picture that might be still stone. It's kind of hard to tell though.
Does it have that pot also? The like spitting pot? You know, like he has like chewing tobacco and he spits into it.
You have not seen him spit into the pot while you have been looking at him, but yes, the pot is there.
Okay, so is he chewing tobacco? Can I tell? I'm just fucking you. I'm sorry. I think I don't know. Like, I think my character would be so clueless if I were to play him the way I have been, which is to say hello at the gargoyle, like questionably.
Sure.
Like, hello.
All right, is that what you want to do?
Oh my god. Oh, all of a sudden, I just hear like fucking dice being rolled all over the place. Yes. God, I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And what do you say to the gargoyle?
I say hello, because that's where everyone needs to start.
Okay, you say hello to the gargoyle. The gargoyle just continues to stare at you, and its eyes start to move between the three of you that are still in the hallway.
Can it still see me? I know it knows where I am, but can it still see me?
I mean, it
I know that if it was intelligent, it would
yeah,
know where I
it
was.
tracked your movement towards where you were, but I mean, you don't know for sure whether or not it can see you, but best you can tell, you're obscured from its vantage point.
I speak a couple other languages. Can I try hello in Gnomish? And then if I get a response, then in Madani. And then if I don't get a response, then in Dataric.
You try all of those three languages. The gargoyle still is not responding to you verbally in any way. It just continues to stare at the party members in presumably in anticipation of something. You don't know what.
Yeah, obviously it's like we cross this barrier. We're gonna get like some sort of initiative sort of
Yep.
situation. So
Oh, it's gonna be like a hazing. They're gonna call us fat.
oh man, that'd be the worst.
Yeah.
It's going to take a Sharpie, circle all the problem areas on our body.
God, I'm not ready for this type of damage.
Did we all see the same TV movie then? Because I'm just
That was an urban myth at my school that one of the sororities actually did that to their pledges. But also probably, yeah, we probably did all see the same TV movie.
oh boy.
Trying to see if there's anything I can throw into the room.
I still have the burning torch in my hand. I can throw that in, dude. I'm gonna be surprised if it's like lasers come out of his eyes and just like destroy it. What do you think?
Or it
Me and
action
Oren,
as
wait, Oren and I are having discussions. Like, should I throw the torch in there, or will it see a sign, it as a sign of attack?
I don't know. There's nothing in any of the writings about a gargoyle.
So are cantrips are they concentration spells?
I think most of them probably aren't, but you'd have to check the exact spell. An individual spell will say whether or not it's concentration.
Right.
Can I lean around the door and fire an arrow into the far corner of the room?
Sure.
So,
Give
like,
me.
My goal would be to fire it somewhere like here-ish. Oops. Give me a pen. There we go.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. You risk hitting River.
Somewhere like here. How can I possibly know that that's what I'm doing? I said, how can I possibly know that that's what I'm doing?
Yeah, you have no idea.
I have no idea where he is. I'll try and aim up towards the ceiling, though.
Okay. Give me an attack. Give me an attack roll.
While I do this, I want to watch the gargoyle's eyes and see how it reacts.
Okay.
Attack. Everyone attack. Okay. 26.
Okay, you managed to hit the area you're aiming at. It doesn't hit River, and the gargoyle, as you're watching its eyes track and dart the arrow, but it doesn't watch it all the way to where it lands. It tracks it for a second and then immediately goes back and focuses on you.
Like supernaturally fast?
Not supernaturally fast.
Okay.
Like normal speed for a gargoyle.
Yeah, whatever.
Normal speed for an
that is.
animated metal gargoyle, whatever
Yes.
the fuck that means.
Best you can tell, it's not a blur. Just it whips its head back.
Right. Okay.
So message is not a concentration spell. So theoretically, I should be able to whisper something in the gargoyle's right ear, and without breaking my invisibility, and also because it's not an attack. So
Wait,
I just want to like whisper.
Doesn't
in
invisibility end if you cast any other spell?
Mm-mm. Concentration
Oh,
spell.
nice.
No, it's only if I cast a concentration spell or if I attack. So I just wanted to
No,
whisper.
it ends if you cast a spell. So you, being a bard, would know that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I just read something completely different then. Okay.
This is my understanding, and the description of the spell says that the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So I would rule that is any spell.
People review the
You
Okay.
you being a bard would know. Will say that you would lose your invisibility if you cast another spell.
Okay. We'll go with that. It is hotly debated online, but I will go with your rule.
I think if it was just another concentration
not
spell,
whisper.
they wouldn't mention it in the description.
Yes, I that's what I believe as well.
Anyway,
I will not whisper in its ear. Then I will stay on standby and be ready to flank if battle ensues.
I'm gonna take like a handful of gold pieces, like 5, and I'm gonna throw them at the gargoyle's feet as well I can.
Oh.
It's a pretty It's a pretty long throw, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Pieces.
I don't, unfortunately. My horrible sister ate them all. She was played by Drew Barrymore, so it's okay.
All right. Give me an attack roll, I guess, and you can add either strength or dexterity, your choice, but not your proficiency bonus,
Okay.
to see how well you throw the coins.
23.
And you're just trying to get them at its feet.
Yeah, in front of it.
Okay. Similar reaction. It looks down at the coins, but doesn't like stare at them while they're on the floor. It just sees that they're about to hit the floor, and then it darts his head back up and starts looking at you again.
I don't think it's alive, guys.
You think it's like a century?
You don't.
Yeah,
Well, it looks
I think it's some kind of magical guard.
Yeah, it looks pretty gnarly if we actually end up getting in a brawl with this thing. It has 4 arms and it can fly, maybe.
You've seen it so far track you with its eyes, move its head, and it's flapped its wings. It hasn't started to fly or anything, but it flapped its wings when it first apparently came to life.
How
Do the
how high-
hands on this thing match the hands in the carving we destroyed?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I
not
say
bad.
loudly enough that I hope River can hear me. I think these are the hands from the fresco.
I do hear you, and I don't care. But noted.
How high is the ceiling again?
20 feet.
Okay, it's not like it's got a ton of room to. 20 feet's a good amount.
Yeah, I'm not super concerned about it flying. I'm gonna
Quick question: does any of you benefit from a shield +1?
no, I'm not proficient. I don't think. Let me check my proficiencies actually before I go saying that shit.
I have shields for proficiencies.
Okay, so you might benefit from a shield +1. But what do you carry as your normal weapon stuff?
A longbow and 2 short swords.
Okay. Okay, so it's an option, but probably not something you often use.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
are you trying to
River?
give me your shield?
No, so when I transform, I can decide whether to drop my shield or have it merge with me. If I have it merge with me, it's just for the sake of keeping it with me, but it doesn't actually benefit me. But I can drop it if someone else uses it, like while I am transformed.
Okay. Do you merge with it like Voltron? Like, how do I picture this?
It doesn't really say. It just says I choose whether my equipment falls to the ground, merges into my new form, or is worn by it. And it has, I have to be a type of beast that could wear it, like if it's worn by
Yeah.
it. So
I think like a T2 kind of situation.
I'm gonna go with Power Rangers on this one. I'm sorry. Just like a lot of music, a lot of lightning. Derek's character running through prehistoric lands and jumping off a waterfall. And then the shield coming in from the air and like merging with him.
I mean, again, merging with me, it doesn't benefit. It would just be purely aesthetic, and for me to keep
Yeah,
it.
no, absolutely.
Oh, so it's like a Sailor Moon thing.
I guess.
That's
Yeah.
What
Buckling clitoris.
they have shields that merge with them when they transform?
No, it's just implying that you would get naked and spin around, and then everything would change, and you'd be a different creature.
I guess, yeah.
that's
But
canon.
it looks like I can do this each time I transform. So it's more if any of you will benefit from that shield, because obviously I would just drop it. But if none of you do, I would just move it.
I would default to merging it.
River, what's your loadout, I guess.
River's invisible and a long way away.
Right.
He can't really be having this conversation with us right now.
Oh, okay. I meant. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm reading about my spells right now. So sorry, I haven't been paying attention.
That's fine.
Oh, by
So
the
we're
way-
all pushed. Go ahead.
Oh, can I also go through my languages? I forgot that I actually had more than just common. I have Elvish, Undercommon, and Orc. Can I go ahead and say like?
Ooh, undercommon.
Can I go say sup, hey, the derivatives of those to the gargoyle as well?
You do that. No,
Hey, boy.
no response from the gargoyle, other than just continuing to stare at you.
How about I say stand down in all those languages as well?
No additional reaction. It just continues to stare at you. And it's starting to move its eyes between the three of you in the hallway a little bit faster, trying to see what's going on. You gather.
I motioned to Diaz to like back up against the wall, opposite me.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that.
And to Tal as well to like push themselves up against the wall.
Okay.
I'm kind of ready there, but
Yeah,
I'm there.
and I'm gonna call out like, "Hey man, seems like you've been trapped in here a long time. You can totally go. Like we don't need you to stay. You can just peace."
we can we extend our arms to like the other side of the hallway? Be like, go.
Yeah. They're just trying to motion it out the door like, freedom?
No response.
Does his eye movement change? Like, is he still cycling between us, or is he like looking more towards the end of the hallway now?
I would say you can't really tell which of those two things is true.
Okay.
Its gaze is really fixated on the three of you in the hallway.
Do I still have my torch? Can I just
Well-
throw that in the room with the gargoyle as well? Can I just throw it there?
You can.
Alright,
Are you trying to hit the gargoyle?
No. Just trying to throw it into this like middle room, this intermediary room between us and the gargoyle's room. So I'm just gonna toss it right in the middle if I can. Do I need to roll?
Okay. No, I'll say that's an easy throw for you.
Yeah.
Similar to what happened with the coins, Gargoyle's eyes track the torch briefly, but as it's clearly going towards the ground, it darts back up, and its eyes dart back up, and it's staring at you again.
Let me see what spells I have. Yes. Gargoyles.
Its 10 gems are weird. The fact that it has like a cloth around its neck. I'm curious if it's a. Do we?
It's cloth? I assume it's like a metal collar.
It's it is a collar.
I guess maybe leather.
Liberace designed it.
Like ancient evil Liberace.
It appears to be
I mean-
metal, and it's inlaid with these. It's
They-
studded with
Isn't
these.
Liberace
gems.
classically ancient and evil?
Yeah, that's true. So it
Fair.
appears metal from us, and it's embedded on the gargoyles. Like, can we tell that's added on, or a part of the gargoyle's like stone structure?
It's not. For the brief instant where you saw the gargoyle in its stone form before it transformed, you could tell that the collar wasn't part of the statue. It was something that was around its neck. It's like a real object. It's not carved into it.
Yeah.
And in this form, it doesn't appear to. It's still there, and it appears to be something the gargoyle is wearing.
Do you think it'd be pissed if I shot at one of the gems? Probably.
Yeah, it seems likely.
Yeah. Who wouldn't be, right?
Which of you has the most health?
I
Don't ask that.
I can easily get the most health the way transform works. If I transform into a beast, that becomes my health for the beast, and then if I go down in health, like I just transform back to my human form that I had my health at. So it's like extra temporary health.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to lead the way?
I'm still not sure about that right now.
You're the one holding the big shield, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or the small shield, or the whatever size shield.
If I'm doing it, I'd probably transform first, but how long does the invisibility last for?
An hour? We're
An
not
hour.
waiting that out.
No, but you can investigate in there. If there's something we need to do in that room.
Yeah, but,
Like, why are we in the room right now? I guess it's the extra doors, right? But
Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to communicate to you what I see, but
Yeah. It would be pretty meaningless
I could
investigation.
definitely like take off by myself though.
or you can come back out and then.
Which seems like a great idea in the Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
I say
Good thinking.
I say we back out of the hallway and then see if anything happens. Like if it stays there, maybe it comes out. Like once we get out of its sight. Like
By
I'm
the way,
off
it's
the
still dark in here, right? There's no lighting in that new room.
Yeah, other than the dim light of the torches you guys have been carrying and throwing into the room, that's about it.
But we all have dark vision. It's fine.
Yeah. What does it?
Oh, who knows? Do any of you have sleep as a spell? Just like knock it
No.
out.
nope.
So I have an idea,
Mm-hmm.
metagaming of I have major image, and I could like cast like make it seem like there's like a walled space around it. It's a concentration spell, so it runs the risk, I think, of like dropping my invisibility, which might trigger combat right away. But like, I was thinking like, oh, if it thinks that there's a box around it suddenly, is it going to attack us? Or
Flip out.
if it thinks that there's yeah.
Or just like a parakeet,
But-
where if you cover it up, it goes, "Oh, it must be time to go to bed."
That would be cool.
Yeah, it might be that. So that was just that's a thought. If we're going with an atypical assault, but it seems like there's going to be a fight here, so we can.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you guys.
I don't want to lead in as a human, and if you want me to transform, I'm willing to do it. But I want to keep my wild shape form for as long as possible, which means you won't get a healer for a few hours if that's the case.
Oh,
That's gonna be my
I heal, so
What?
I can heal you guys. So transform away.
Okay. Let me see what I decide to transform into. How big is huge?
20 by 20.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I always forget these, the sizes. I think Francis is probably right.
Jeez. Okay, so I don't think I can even transform until I step into this type.
And then you just smash everything in the space because you fill it completely.
15 by 15. $15 by 15.
15 by 15. Okay,
Anywhere
so
from 2 tons to 16 tons. What are you turning into?
giant creatures.
A blue whale.
Those are the things with a lot of health. If you want me to lead, it's going to be difficult to move around in here, I would say.
Okay.
Uh,
I might roll Pally after this guy dies.
all right, so what's the rule? Like, if I walk in and then transform, and I'm 15 by 15, so I'm not going to do it yet, but let's say I move, let me move my character here. Oh, what the hell? What? No. Okay, so let's say I move my character here and then transform. Let's say I do this on this side and then transform. Like, can I, what do I cover?
You would take up a 15 by 15 foot square. Each one of those squares on the map is 10 by 10.
First, I walk up to here. Oh, no, sorry, not. Oh, this is the door, right?
That's the door.
Warren, can you step aside so I can be slightly closer to the door?
Step aside. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be like right around there. So
Yeah, I'll move back and draw my short. I guess I'd already have my short bow out, but I ready my short bow.
I'll get my 2 short swords out. What are the ready conditions, I guess, is if that fucking gargoyle moves.
Yeah, I just, I'll do whatever I do in the initiative order. I just, I am
Can you
prepared for
prepare-
battle.
can you prepare actions if like like no one's attacked yet, right? So if they have like bows drawn, and I'm trying to run in and around the corner before I transform, can
Yeah,
they
but-
prepare those bow actions? Like if the
I'm not trying to
gargoyle.
threaten it.
What?
I'm not trying to threaten it. I don't know that it's threatening necessarily. Right? Like, it's very possible that if we don't fight it, it won't fight us. To be fair, I don't think that's likely.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just as possible that it's some kind of, like, sphinx that's going to present us a riddle that responds to violence with, like, overwhelming return violence.
Okay, I want to be able to basically run in and around the corner and be prepared to transform. But if it moves, like I don't know the time of that situation, especially because I don't know its speed. So like I don't know, like if the moment I step in, okay. God, this place is so small.
Just pick something and do it.
Okay, man, you're the one who wants me to lead in.
Yeah, I do. That's your job. You're the tank. I'm the rogue. I'm sure as shit not going to lead in.
I'm a healer first, and this is your mission, so you can go fuck yourself. I will take figuring this out.
What are you doing, Derek?
Okay, I'm gonna run in and around the corner and just transform into fucking Ankylosaurus.
Okay, what size is that?
That's huge beast.
That is a huge creature. Okay.
Do you want me to roll for hit points each time I do this, or do you want me to just take the average?
The average is fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So you're running
Can
in
I
and
make
doing
the
that.
assumption that as soon as I see him running in, I'm backing up because I'm like, oh, holy fuck, what's happening?
Yeah, I'll well,
You don't know
All
what
right.
I'm gonna do, but presumably you don't want to be near me because you're invisible.
Yeah.
all right.
Well, especially because the gargoyle is going to be able to see you. So
All right. So Tal, you are running into the room. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
All right. Everybody roll initiative.
Yep.
All right, it's time.
I hate you guys.
I don't know why you hate us. You
I'm
were
a,
the tankiest character.
I'm a healer. I'm not the tank. I'm a secondary tank. I'm a primary healer.
Well, our primary tank is River.
No.
Yeah, you're the one with the most health.
9 plus.
Because I
2.
haven't fallen into a pit, or because I just have the highest health.
11.
All right, does anybody have over a 20?
What?
I have a 23.
No.
23?
I don't know where my initiative is.
Yeah, I rolled pretty good today. Initiative's right next to your armor class and your HP at the top of your sheet.
Oh,
Fuck,
God.
I only have 24 HP right now.
Does anybody have 15 to 20?
I have 16.
23.
I have 11.
Wait, you have 23 as well,
I rolled an 18
Hector?
plus 5 initiative, 23.
Okay, so both Oren and Diaz have 23, is that right?
Seems that way.
Okay. And Tal had an 11.
Yeah.
River had a 16, I think.
I'm gonna go last anyway. You guys are all entering the room first anyway.
I don't know
All
what
right,
you're talking
so
about.
I mean, it
We'll
sort
say-
of makes sense. It sees you.
all right, so we'll say that on sort of an initial round, before we get into the actual initiative order, Tal, I'll let you get up to say here,
Okay.
but you haven't been able to transform yet. And as soon as you stepped through the threshold of the door, the gargoyle lurched to life, and looks like it's starting to move towards you, but it's not its turn yet. So Diaz and Oren, you have the same initiative, so you can decide between the two of you who wants to go first.
You can go first.
All right. I'm going to loose an arrow from my short bow.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
18.
That hits.
Awesome. Is it flat-footed? Do I get? Hold on.
That's not really a thing in 5e.
Okay. Right. I need to get advantage. All right. That's right. That's right. I knew it was different. I just couldn't remember how. Okay. D6 plus 4. 10 damage.
Okay. Are you going to move or take any other actions, or is that your turn?
Oh no, I'm quite happy with what. Well, actually, I will pull up to the door as close as I can get to try and get some partial coverage from it from any ranged attacks.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll
The goal being
say,
to sort of
Like a
shoot
cat.
around the door jam.
all right, I'll say that you have half cover,
Okay,
which is a +2 to your AC, to your normal AC.
nice.
Okay, Diaz, you're next.
I would love to spend the level 1 spell slot of Hunter's Mark on it. It's a verbal thingy.
That's a bonus action, right?
Casting time 1 bonus action, yes.
Okay.
So can I attack and that's my bonus is Hunter's Mark, or do I Hunter's Mark then attack?
It is up to you. I believe Hunter's Mark gives you additional damage, so you'd probably want to attack and then, or Hunter's Mark it and then attack.
Yeah, it says you deal an extra 1d6 of damage to a target. So, okay, I'll spend it on the gargoyle, obviously. I'll kind of do the same difference, which is I have a longbow. I want to go ahead and use that longbow to try and hit the gargoyle from around the corner from the door. That's cool.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
So it's a d20 plus whatever is in the attack slot, right?
Yes.
25? It's 16 plus 9.
Okay, that hits. You can roll damage.
What does it mean when it's 1d8 plus 5p?
1d8 plus
Piercing.
5 piercing.
Oh, piercing. Got it. Okay.
Okay, and I apologize. So that's Oren, was the weapon you were using, was that a magical weapon?
No,
Okay.
just a short bow.
Okay, it looked like it kind of shrugged it off a little bit more easily.
Cool. All right.
But that's for the that's for Oren's attack, and then Diaz, your longbow is a +1, isn't it?
Plus 1 what? What do you mean?
It's a magical +1 longbow.
I have no idea if that's true. It just says longbow, 150 over 600, plus 9 attack, 1d8 plus 5p.
It's not magic
Okay.
because your dex is +5 and your proficiency is +4, so that adds up to +9.
But I did let you take at least one +1 weapon, so if you want to take this as your +1 weapon, you can do that.
Oh, okay. Because I just got this sheet and I thought everything was filled out. But I had to.
Yeah, except the magic items, right?
Yeah.
Which is the immovable rod and something else, but
And the +1 weapon.
did I never pick it?
You must not have.
I'm not sure what happened here because I could have sworn that I gave you a +1 weapon to the ranger, but I think I was letting you pick what would be your +1.
And I guess I never did. How do I mark that that's a magical weapon then?
If you just want to put +1 next to it, and then you would increase your attack by 1 and then your damage by 1. So it would be +10 to attack and then 1d8 plus 6 piercing damage.
Give me 1 second because Smith Weaver's locked me out. Oh man.
By the way, I don't need advantage on my attack roll if someone's within 5 feet of it and threatening it.
Sorry, +1. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Spell slot is 3. Jesus.
So I'm just saying, my 2 melee friends, if you can make your way into melee, I can start doing some damage.
Alrighty, and I have another question for you, DM. At the very top is features and traits. It says 2 attacks. Don't really know what that means because it just says literally 2 attacks. Right below it, though, it says you deal an extra 1d8 of damage once per turn when you hit a creature that isn't at max HP. Did what Oren do lower the creature's HP from max?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
And the 2 attacks means that when you take the attack action, you can attack twice.
So do I need to roll again?
With anything?
Yeah, so I don't think we did damage for the first roll.
All right.
So I'm going to need you to roll damage for that.
Okay, so 1d8. I rolled a 3 plus 5. That makes it 8 piercing, I'm guessing. For that.
Yep.
Do I need to roll for Hunter's Mark now? Which is 1d6?
Yes.
Alright,
Yes.
that's a 1. Great. Better than nothing. Do I need to now roll for the second attack?
Yes.
D20, correct?
Yes.
So 22, then plus the 1, that's 23?
Well, yeah, it depends on what you rolled, but yes.
I rolled a 13, plus 9
Yep.
attack, and then you told
Yep.
me to add plus 1 to indicate it's a magic
Correct.
weapon. So it's really
Yeah.
plus 10.
Yep.
So 23 then.
That hits.
Okay, I'm going to roll d8 of damage again. 1d8 plus 5, so it is. I rolled an 8 plus 5, so that means 13. And do I
Okay.
need to deal extra 1d8 of damage once per turn if the creature isn't at max HP?
Yes, you do.
Oh my god. Alright.
Nice.
1d8 of damage there. It's a 5. I'm rolling too much. I don't know what all these numbers are. And then do I do Hunter's Mark on that as well? Like Hunter's Mark damage?
I think Hunter's Mark is probably just once a turn, but let me read the spell. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. Okay, so yeah, you do
Damn.
Hunter's Mark again.
Like Hunter's Mark damage, not the spell. Yeah.
Yes.
And I rolled a 5 for that.
Okay.
I don't remember all the numbers.
All right. I've been keeping track of it.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Okay. It is River's turn.
Okay. If I want to cast a spell, do I have to charge it first, or like because I'm leaving another spell, or could I have theoretically been readying it? How's that work?
You can end concentration on a previous spell just freely. You don't need to spend an action to do that. So
Okay.
it will just drop as soon as you cast the next spell.
Okay. I would like to cast Polymorph on the gargoyle.
I
Okay.
love a polymorph. You polymorph it into an ogre?
No, I wanna turn it into a shark.
Brutal.
Oh, that's great.
Are you going to force me to look up the...
I just looked up
Wisdom saving throw.
I just looked up Hunter Shark 5e. It's a large beast, unaligned. Although I'm sure it keeps its whatever alignment this golem is, but there's a hunter shark. But specifically, I'm looking for water breathing. This shark can only breathe underwater. That's what I want.
A good plan.
Do I get advantage against a shark struggling to breathe? Just wondering.
I would hope so.
Oh.
We're hoping it has good whiz.
Okay.
I'm sure it doesn't have any whiz.
You are casting Polymorph and you are trying to turn it into a shark. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct.
I love this. I love
What's
this.
your save DC, River?
What's my what?
Your save DC. 17. Damn.
Oh,
DC versus AC?
And
His save difficulty class. That's the whiz save that the golem has to make to avoid being transformed.
Okay.
Assuming it has. So,
okay. So
you
DC
don't think Hunters do.
DC 17 wisdom save is what you're giving me for this.
That's my understanding.
Your
from reading
yeah,
it.
yeah.
yeah. Okay, but your DC is 17.
Mhm.
It fails. It turns into a shark.
No.
It hits the ground and it's just sitting there flopping.
Well, all right.
Great.
So you're no longer invisible, right?
Ooh. The target's gear melds into the new
I am no
form.
longer invisible. There's a shark.
Yes, I believe, without having to look it up, I will rule yes that the collar that was around its neck, it subsumes into its shark form. You don't see the collar anymore.
However, the way that I understand polymorph is that if the shark has less HP than the golem does, like as soon as we kill the shark, or not the golem, the gargoyle. As soon as it turns back into the gargoyle, it should be back the way that we know and love it.
Yeah.
So
At its health?
When it reverts to its normal
it'll
form, the creature
have
returns. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading the spell description. When it reverts to its normal form, the creature returns to the number of hit points it had before it transformed. If it reverts as a result of dropping to 0 hit points, any excess damage carries over to its normal form.
Okay, so it's like my wild shape.
Yeah.
So let's not kill it.
It's going to die.
Yeah, but I mean, how many rounds does it take? Like,
I don't
we can grab
You
Just wanted to
don't
buy
know.
its time and turned it into a shark.
Yeah.
It appears to be struggling to breathe. You think eventually it will probably die.
What a fucking torture technique that is. Can you imagine that? Hey, listen, you better tell me what I want to know, or I'm going to turn you into a fish and watch you die. And then you'll just be right back to normal. No damage to you, except psychological. Like, that's fucking, like, dark.
Pretty metal. Oh, is our initiative round over? Or are we still following initiative order?
I'll say we're still in initiative right now.
Okay.
Even if it can't do anything, yeah.
So is it the gargoyle's turn?
Yeah, whose turn is it?
It would be. Is River? That's all you're doing. You're not moving.
No, I'm sort of surprised it worked. So yeah, I'm here.
For the record, none of us has any explanation for why it turned into a shark, right? Because you were invisible while you cast the
I
spell.
mean, you saw me turn out of invisibility, and then you saw me wave my hands. Maybe. Oh, actually, I guess Orin and Diaz
Only I-
can't see me, but Tal can.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
I see that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking around the corner and it just turns into a shark, and I'm like, what the fuck?
What were those arrows, Diaz? I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Also, does your hunter's mark survive a polymorph?
Good question. I'll look that up.
I admittedly have never had to deal with Hunter's Mark on something that got turned into a shark. So the target drops to 0 hit points. Da-da-da.
It looks like it's a creature, not a creature type.
The thing. I did the hunter's mark on the thing. This thing.
If it drops to 0 hit points, the spell, you would lose Hunter's Mark. So I will say that if it drops to 0 hit points in shark form, you will lose Hunter's Mark.
It says if the target before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to mark a new creature. Does that mean I can't mark it again, since it's not a new creature?
I believe you can mark. You could mark the same creature again. You would just have to use the spell slot.
Cool.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh, would you have to recast it? Oh, interesting.
Use your bonus action.
I assume that you just... Because that's just normally what would be the thing, right? So you can use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark again, but it sounds like it's saying you can transfer the mark.
Yeah. As long as the
Yes.
spell is still on.
So for the next hour.
Yeah, I'll say that you can. I'll say that you can You would be able to transfer it to the gargoyle form again if you wanted to, as a bonus action. You won't have to recast. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right. So if that's all River is doing, it is now Tal's turn.
So my plan doesn't seem as relevant, at least immediately. I can wait for it to struggle. So what are these three things around River again?
Those appear to be doors.
And they're all closed, right?
They are all closed. They look like the same kind of door as the one you entered just to get into this chamber, the wooden door with a pull handle.
I mean, do we want to kill it or do we want to do something else with it?
It's going to die.
Yeah, but we don't know how long, right?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna wait for my turn to mention this, but I do have. Hold on. Where is it? I forget how much of it I bought.
Does anyone have a create water spell
Why?
so that it doesn't die while we investigate the room, but it can't move? Would that not work?
Oh, sorry,
Maybe.
sorry, Chris. Did I take the?
Oh, I mean, you could like.
Sorry,
Do I have create water?
I want to clear this up real quick. I think the magical item I actually did take was like that black hole thing, right?
That would have been in the
portable hole.
Yeah, didn't I take that or no? But I don't
That would have been in the. I let you have, if I'm remembering correctly, 2 items from the magic item draft, which would have been the portable hole and then something else, and then also yes, and then also a +1 weapon.
Okay.
So you still have the +1.
Did I actually take that whole thing or no?
I think you did.
You
Did
have
you
to
write
tell
it down?
me.
I don't have it written down.
Okay, I do have create water, but I don't have it ready. So this is something we could do in the future between me and you, River. You can make them into a shark, and I can create water so that they'll live longer and not be able to do shit.
Tal, what were your magic items from the draft? Belt of Dwarven Kind.
While we're figuring that out, Tal, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It is your turn.
I'm sorry. I guess I'll attack it because we haven't decided, you know. Actually, I can't attack it, so I will drop my shield and draw out my scimitar. But I'll also move to the opposite corner of the room where I was planning to, so that I am ready to transform at a moment's notice.
Okay, so you're
So-
going up into the corner there, but you're not attacking.
Yeah, I'm dropping my shield and taking out my scimitar.
Okay.
I'm ready to attack or ready to transform. And then that's it. That's my action.
Okay. It is the shark's turn / gargoyle. The shark spends its turn struggling to breathe and trying to flop itself towards, we'll say, towards River. It perceives you as more of a threat.
I mean, after what just happened, I can see why.
So I've got 30 feet of chain.
And it is either Orin or Diaz's turn on the same initiative count.
Orin, your turn. You went first before. You go first again.
Yeah. So I've got 30 feet of chain. We could tie it up and hope that does something when it transforms back
Go ahead.
into being into a gargoyle. What is the shark size compared to the gargoyle size?
The gargoyle is a large creature.
I thought it was
So
medium.
or excuse me, the shark I meant.
Okay.
The shark is large. So it's a little bit bigger than the
I see.
gargoyle.
So even if we wrapped it up in chain, it probably wouldn't do anything because it would just stand up out of it.
It's a reasonable assumption.
I need to swap out my spell to get create water. Create or destroy water.
I'm gonna step into the room. But only up to here. And I'm gonna keep my bow trained on the shark. Can we ready actions in 5e? Is that a thing we can do?
Yes, you can.
Okay. If the shark turns back into a gargoyle, I'm gonna fire at it.
Okay. That will use your reaction to do that. That's how that
That's
works.
fine. Okay, cool. And it's one reaction per turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It is Diaz's turn.
All right, I'm gonna move. So this is 10 feet. If I get into this room,
Yes.
then would this be like a total of 20 feet, give or take?
Yeah, that's about right.
All right, I can move. What is it, 35 feet for speed? So,
Damn.
God, I don't know what to do, y'all.
Yeah, I kind of created a new problem, but
Like, we can start investigating this room while this is happening.
We're still in initiative, though.
I mean,
yeah.
we could take each round to investigate a little if we're not doing anything in particular. Like if we're just waiting for it to die.
I'm trying to figure out what
That's
I'm
fair.
Otherwise, this was just an inconvenience for the gargoyle.
So I can't figure out what anybody's magic items are. I know River took the Cloak of Displacement, but I can't
yeah.
find River's second magic item.
Oh yeah, I actually took something that was dumb because I didn't know that I already had dark vision, and so I have goggles that give me dark vision. That's what I was convinced to take, and no one realized that I already had dark vision.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's fine though.
I have the +1 shield and the Belt of Dwarven Kind, which also gives me dark vision, I think. And Khan,
Okay, and you're a magic class, so you didn't get a +1 weapon. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. I had like poison resistance and the ability to grow beards.
That's right.
Oh, guys, what if we dragged the shark by its tail together and dropped it in one of the pits?
I was thinking
That's a great idea.
Oh, wait,
I was thinking that, but I didn't know how that worked.
Although
How
I
big-
guess,
What?
yeah.
What do you guess?
I mean, I guess the gargoyle can fly though,
maybe.
so
Yeah, but there are
but
two
it'd be
doors.
sort of up to Chris to like. Oh right, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Is that there are two doors between us and that. One of which will be easy to close, and one which will be very difficult to close.
My bad. I didn't realize the gargoyle was gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Right, I keep forgetting that when you unpolymorph it, or that when it runs out of health, it just goes back to being itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if,
Let's see how.
I'm curious what's in these other doors as well.
I am too, but I'm very concerned that we're going to open these doors and have more problems behind them, and now we'll have double the problems and half the emotional bandwidth to deal with them.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. I'm still down with throwing it into a pit and then closing the doors behind us. Well, not throwing it into a pit, I guess. Just throwing it into the hallway and closing the doors behind us. But I don't know how much time that would buy us.
Yeah,
We could also have like 3 people like ready with an action once it breaks through.
that's kind of what I would love to do. What I'd prefer to do is just use its time being a floppy shark to set up the maximum amount of combat advantage for us,
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
and then just wait for it to turn back and just start wailing on it.
Yeah. So I agree with that. I'm gonna ready my
Yeah.
long bow as well. Just as soon as it transforms back, just to fucking nail it. I mean, with I need to do Hunter's Mark again, so I'll roll for that and then do the other damage like I did before. So I'll end my turn being here ready.
Okay, let me see what I want to ready.
I get massive damage bonuses if either of you engage it in melee combat.
Either of us?
Any of you.
So if you guys are down for it, I'm willing to be a cave bear for like the next 5 hours. But that will allow me to be in melee, and I think cave bears are less huge than these giant craps.
Citation needed. Yeah.
What's blind sight?
It means you can fight with your eyes closed.
Oh,
Or in the dark.
well, it's not my turn yet, is it?
No.
Okay, so I got time to decide.
I think it's River's turn.
Mhm.
Yeah. Since polymorph is a concentration spell, if I cast something else, it won't. It'll turn back right away, right?
Yes.
So you just got to stay concentrated and
So
have to prepare stuff.
yeah, I have to stay concentrated on, or I can make it just be like the wizard duel in Sorcerer's Stone, where I keep or not Sorcerer's Stone. What am I
Sword,
talking about? You know,
Sword
you
in
guys
the
know
Stone.
that.
Yeah.
Sword in the Stone. Yeah, I just keep turning it into different things.
Can you do that with polymorph? That's awesome.
I mean, I have 2 more uses of this spell,
Oh.
and then I have to rest for 24 hours. But I guess we could. What would keep you from just turning things into flies and carrying your enemies around in a jar?
The moment it
This
I
spell only
guess
lasts
it would
an
just be
hour.
that the spell wears off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you need a caterpillar cocoon every time you cast this, which is those can't be super easy to come by.
I did buy a bag of components before I left, so
could we transform this into a
But-
smaller use
um,
and then run back to that gargoyle head thing and throw it into the black hole?
that's what I was thinking. If it was smaller.
Smaller and useless that it can't move, and then someone just throws it in there.
Yeah, I want to turn it into a woolly caterpillar then.
Or like tie it to one of Diaz's arrows, and then he shoots it through the hole.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I'm really into that.
I'm down.
Is there a small beast you could turn it into that's useless?
I mean, I wonder if we could just drag
I
the
can
shark
turn it
over
into-
there and stick the. No, because even the shark, right? If it takes damage, when it returns to 0 damage, it will polymorph back into a gargoyle.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
it's
like-
basically quantum leap rules. Like,
So it's harder to fit the entire shark. Like I don't know if you stick its head in there, if it'll just straight up die, but maybe like a
Yeah,
cat.
no, I don't-
Bodies in there. so it polymorphs back out.
I think I turned it into a terrible thing, and I should turn it into a woolly caterpillar if I can, and just throw that into the mouth of the demon. I think that's a great idea.
All right.
All right, so I guess that's what I'm gonna try is to polymorph it again.
Okay, we will say it is an unwilling creature, so it is DC 17. Your spell DC.
Yeah.
Here's a question: if it passes this spell, does it go back to being a gargoyle because the original polymorph is dropped?
I think so. Yeah. But you guys are ready for it.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would.
Okay. It's fine.
So wait till we're ready for it before we do this thing. Wait till all of us have a readied action so that if the spell fails, right?
We got 2 out of 3 right now.
Okay, all right.
I would be
Fine.
more comfortable if
I'm gonna
someone
go
was
for it.
within 5 feet of it, so that I could get some sneak attack damage on my prepared attack.
I'd be willing to.
Oh, so do you want me to wait a turn before I do this?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
I will wait a turn then. Hopefully it doesn't run out of breath. But these turns are
We'll find
fast. It
out.
shouldn't be dead yet.
All right. So he waits, I guess.
Yeah, I think the gargoyle's next.
Yeah, I'll back up a little bit and wait.
Yep. All right. So the gargoyle / hunter shark, frustrated with its inability to do anything, apparently continues to flop towards river in a menacing way
Damn.
and struggles to breathe. That's its turn.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yes.
I move up to there, I guess. Is that within striking range?
Oh, I apologize. Actually, the gargoyle comes after Tal. So you would go first before the
Oh.
gargoyle.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh, he's gonna come after me.
No, the Tal. I'm sorry. The gargoyle is at initiative count 9. You're at initiative count 11. So you go before the gargoyle does.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would. Okay, so if that's the case, then I think I would move here just because I've seen it moving towards river. Well, it's not going to move like out of the way, so I'm just going to get within melee range. Is that within melee range?
Yeah. Do you have reach as an ankylosaurus? Because you're a large creature,
I didn't
right?
take form. I decided not to the moment he turned into a shark.
Okay, you need to get within 5 feet then.
Okay, so I'll be right here with my scimitar still out.
Okay. All right. It is now the shark's turn. Seeing that it has a target within 5 feet of it, instead of flopping towards river, it is actually going to make a bite attack
Is that
against
does it not get
against
disadvantage?
Tal.
I fucking hope it gets disadvantage.
Why would it have disadvantage?
Because it's
'Cause
a
it's-
landlocked shark trying to make a bite.
I'll say because it's fighting to breathe, it will have disadvantage. So that would be okay. I assume a 9 does not hit you.
It does not. I have 13
Okay.
without my shield.
Okay, so and the shark continues to flop there. That's its turn, and we are now back up to Oren and Diaz.
It was a ready thing once it turns into a gargoyle, but
Well, it hasn't turned back into a gargoyle yet. I don't think it hasn't taken damage.
right, yeah.
Certainly hasn't gotten to 0 HP.
No.
Oh, my speed is 25 feet. So, Chris, do you think I can make it to this corner of the room over here?
I'd say yes. That's fine.
Maybe cheat it in just a little bit for that 25 feet. Okay,
Yep, I'm fine with
that's my movement, and then I will again ready my bow. Specifically, if it turns into a gargoyle, I'm going to use my reaction to shoot it.
Okay. Diaz, it's your turn.
I'm still doing the same thing, readying my action, longbow, right at the shark, ready for it to transform.
Okay. River.
Caterpillar.
Ooh, bad time to freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, he's frozen. I'm gonna turn my Well, wait. Why is it so humid?
It's like he's about to see something.
He probably did say it, right?
Crashed right then. That's exciting. So yeah, let me know. Does Caterpillar time succeed or fail?
We didn't know that you were caterpillaring. It stopped right before you started talking. So we assume.
All right. Yeah, River, it is your turn. So you're trying to turn it into a caterpillar?
Yes. Yep.
It fails its saving throw. It is now transformed into a caterpillar.
Amazing.
Cute.
Great. All right.
And let me look up the stats for a
adorable.
caterpillar.
5d6 damage. What?
Is it a fey caterpillar? All right, I'm going to say
I
it's
assume it's whatever one's River is familiar with.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to say it's a... all I can find is the stats for a giant caterpillar, so that's what it is.
All right.
What? No.
How giant is a giant caterpillar?
We want to do something small enough to fit into that.
It's a small beast. So
Oh.
it's a little bit larger than a normal caterpillar, but
It's about my size, really. A little bit smaller than me.
All right. Well, hopefully it's not dangerous. I was really hoping just to turn it into like a regular caterpillar. And
I'm going to use it's
yeah.
yeah. I'm not going to give it all of the statistics it has for a giant caterpillar, but just to have it physical stats and a number of hit points, I'm going to use this. So it does not appear especially threatening.
Poisonous bites. All right. Well, I then say, all right, guys, someone throw it in that demon mouth.
And
Maybe it'll go the way of Tal's hand.
That collar that you initially saw in the gargoyle, it is subsumed into whatever form it's polymorphed into, so that collar is no longer there.
You don't think we're going to need that collar, do you?
I don't know.
I mean, if we can't progress without that collar, then that's just gonna suck. But like, at least we'll be alive, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
All right, River, is that your turn?
Yep.
And it is Tal's turn.
I mean, I learned my lesson from that.
Pick it up,
Game.
bud.
I don't want to be the one to grab this. So I'm just gonna stand back and let you guys do this. I was saying through the arrow if you could, but like tying it to an arrow and shooting it, but I don't know if that'll work. So I'm just gonna pass my turn on this. I've still got my scimitar ready in case he turns into a gargoyle though. So it's a ready to action for that still.
All right. Then you passing your turn. It is the caterpillar's turn. It spends its turn crawling furiously around in a little bit of a circle, not sure what it's supposed to do.
Can it even see us properly?
Can it what?
Can it like see us in our entirety properly? I don't know how vision of smaller. Well, I guess it's just still a giant caterpillar. Never mind.
You're not entirely sure, but it does seem very disoriented. And it is now Oren and Diaz's turn.
So is it actually small size, or is it like the size of a caterpillar as we expected?
It's about the size of a normal caterpillar.
Okay. I will go try and pick it up.
All right, you walk up to it, you do that. That is, so that's like 20, I'll say about 15 feet of movement.
Sure. Do I get it? Do I manage to pick it up?
You pick it up.
All right. Command Z here. Four choice. And I'll do like another 15 feet of movement
It's like,
and go here with it.
it's like a fucking Olympic torch.
The baton. Yeah. Passing.
All right. For the sake of brevity, I will say that while it's in caterpillar form, if you take care not to move it out of caterpillar form, it does not appear to be threatening you. We won't be in initiative order. So if you want to do something with it while you're at it, it's a caterpillar. You may do that now.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
I'm
you.
gonna go trot along this little red line, except of course the part where it falls into a trap. I will carefully step around the trap,
Yep.
and I'm gonna toss it into the demon mouth, I guess.
Yeah.
You
Cool.
think you hear,
If you didn't
Cool.
hear it,
you wait a second, nothing seems to happen.
All right.
All right, let's
Can
go back
you,
to close the door.
Hold on. Can we all like line up on the other side of this pit down here
Mhm.
and wait as Tal, or not? Yeah, as River dismisses the spell.
Wait,
Oh.
you want to wait on which side?
Okay.
Using the pit as a sort of moat.
Yeah, the far side. Got it.
I thought we were gonna close the doors behind us, like in case it did somehow.
I mean, we will, but like, I think that was only if we were going to throw it into a pit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
I
mean,
just
That's
I
weird.
want to
I
know
haven't
for
tried
sure whether it's dead or whether it's just waiting.
Yeah.
so can we not wait closer to the door still? Like,
We can't see the far end from up there.
oh right, shit.
We only have 60 feet of vision.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. While you guys are
Um,
all doing that movement and you're starting to run into the hallway, you're not seeing anything come out of the demon mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I get like sort of a sense, like I don't have to release the polymorph spell? Like I have nothing to concentrate on anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, guys.
Oh.
You wait a minute. Nothing's coming out of the demon mouth.
All right. So he's not concentrating on the spell anymore. So cool. Yeah. Yes, we did it. Back to the combat room.
Cool.
Awesome.
That's pretty quick thinking, River.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good on you.
Whose plan was throwing it into the demon mouth?
It was both of ours, I think. 'Cause I said it, but he said he was thinking that too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Certainly
it-
wasn't mine.
But I mean, obviously, he's the one who thought of the shark in the first place. So that whole thing.
The shark was a bad idea. The shark was from a game that I played, Divinity.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. You like fight the shark in water, and all you have to do is teleport it onto land, and it dies. And I was like, oh, I could just turn the thing into a shark. And then I learned that it would just like go back to itself afterwards. But I was still like, yeah, but I still want to turn it into a shark. But caterpillar, that's a better idea.
Still a precursor of that great idea. So I still credit this to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too. I mean, we probably need that collar, so it's not that great of an idea. But
You'll never know. Well, you may know. We'll see.
we'll never know.
It is 10 after 5. I can keep playing for a bit, but this seems like it could be a natural stopping point
Yeah.
if that is
Yeah,
what you guys
feels
want
like
to do.
time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn, good first fight.
Thanks, Chris.
I have to admit that is not how I expected that fight to go.
I figured you describing the shark's frustration was just your frustration through the shark.
So yeah, I had to look up make sure I had the rules right for how long a creature can breathe. And it's a number of minutes equal to 1
minutes.
plus its Constitution modifier.
Oh.
Oh
So
wow.
it would have been 3 minutes of it just flopping there as a shark.
A lot of rounds. 30 rounds.
And then do I have to make 30 bite attacks on Tal where he stands there? I assumed he would have moved back like, oh god, this could take a while.
Cool.
All right.
Nice job.
Very good, guys.
It was good.
Creative plan.
Thanks.
Yeah, that worked out
Alrighty.
for now.
For now, yes.